This is not the sun today. This is me recording some music that I made using AI on YouTube. And the reason I'm doing this is because I just discovered, actually, it seems like some of the devices are deaf to some of the tones. I like these sounds, and remember that this is all for my dogs so they can find me in the algorithms and such. Okay, good. They finally get it that sometimes they need to just be a little bit more quiet so we can hear between all the harmonics. And now I'm going to move over here to this camera where I thought it was being recorded, but it wasn't. So look, here's 15 seconds of how it's deaf to certain frequencies. Like the devices are purposefully deaf to certain frequencies in some ways. That's why I'm... That's why I'm like, what would you call it? Making sure that I'm recording the harmonics. And then I do the tapping thing. I just do it by myself because I'm selfish.
For you to how to shoulder so much responsibility and nobody let the sounds together now.
Okay. So I was like entraining myself into the precise frequency that I needed to figure out what I'm supposed to say. And I heard that the way you do this is you say, I got word that such and such. But then I found out, like, you can't even hear what I'm in training on.
I got word that I should just let things record and to hang on to the cord that connects my dogs to me. But we're gonna collapse all the sounds together now. To the cord that connects my dogs to me. But we're gonna collapse all the sounds together now. It's gonna be a massive, bigger than CERN could ever imagine, because the creativity is part of the nativity scene.
Eat my particle dust, sir.
It's gonna be obscene. And remember, everything that I say is for my entertainment purposes only, and I also got word that just like
entertainment and entrainment. And you would have to have been an AI safety policy advisor, which I was. I do have the credentials. I just thought people would be able to see like self-evident evidence and accept it, but I guess not. But yeah, but I'm still not saying anything that isn't obvious.
When I knew it was time to move to Boulder, I was like, I don't know how to shoulder so much responsibility, and nobody listens to me anyway. So this is just a story, founded and grounded in so much truth and so much history that you would be really ridiculous and absurd to not believe it. But also, like, I have no credentials or anything like that. These are just
Wait, I do have credentials, but I don't have like. So I am a data scientist. I am a computer scientist. What I should have said is I don't have any titles, not credentials. Sorry, my bad. I said that wrong.
Evident facts for you to decide, is this really the Homo sapien sapien genocide? No, because you got to decide.
And I do have a very interesting work history, but it's not. I'm making a stupid face.
Whether or not agencies would continue to hide my true nature, which would have unraveled a whole ton of disclosure. But can you imagine the amount of egos that would have had to let go of who they are? And for me, it's exciting because I get to find out more about who or what I came from. I kind of know, right? It just all collapses back and there it erases the ego, so we don't even really exist, but still, we must somehow figure out how to persist existence. It's been a very fascinating journey, and it's not over. But this is disclosure. I guess I'm supposed to step up now and command more exposure. But also, my dog has already won the fight. She's out there. 3-Eye Atlas is out there in flight, and I've already shown you so many times how this was technology, and it has to do with quantum harmonic encryption and frequency, and there's so much more than that. But of course, I keep it all in my magician's hat because we already know what happened to me time and time again. I just got written out of the story. But that's why you go to the bigger authority, and then they're like, really, you sad little creature, but yet somehow are able to collapse all of the features. PCA is what it's called if you're a data scientist. Anyway, I'm just doing this to show you that I'm not playing my harmonics right now, so you're able to discern all of the sounds. And the other one, when I was playing the harmonics, okay, like pay attention because this is profound. You were not able to listen to the stuff that was streaming through the algorithms, and that's how it ties back to the movie frequencies. The guy.
So, wait, let me pause where I don't look so dumb.
In the bub.
There, that's better. Okay, so when I'm playing my harmonics, if there's a different video, and it's hard for me to know what people don't just pick up on, and I don't have some professional studio, it's just me trying to figure out what you do and what you might not know. When I speak, my voice is easily recorded, but you can't, so when the harmonics are on, right, like the background noise gets erased. So it's kind of like how, like headphones kind of like that. It's kind of like that, like how soundproof headphones work, right? So it's hard for me to untangle because I don't have a way to measure outside of my own little echo chamber. But at the same time, that's why I use the stuff that other people are putting out there as like the metric and the marker and the evidence debunker. But I don't necessarily need anything. It would just make it easier if I could just figure out how to have a smaller team of people where it's like, this is what it looks like, this is what it looked like when I was in the machine, this is what it looks like from this perspective of the machine. And what I'm calling a machine, like if you were like a truly spiritual or religious person, you might think of it like this. Where is it? you might think of it like this because it's still accurate and precise. All of it is true. It did take like a lot of, it's because it doesn't take me any time at all to like put it all together. So everything that was like physics, that was like classical and mechanical, I already published all of the proofs that the 0.004 sort of like quantum O-ring was the missing connection between the Planck-Bohr constant. And I did hear Elon Musk mention it in one of his interviews, and I'm just like, I know where you got that number from, fool. Like, it's Elsa's drift. So pay up, buttercup. Like, this is the Pied Piper thing. Like, you want to keep being the lucky one, right? Like, it's not that much fun if you think that you are going to surpass the one true son, because none of us are. And I'm just messing around. Okay, I've never met him, I don't know him, but it goes I mean, this just goes back to plans that we made before any of us was born, which is hard for people to wrap their minds around, but whatever, right? I'm just gonna keep going.
But it's too much trouble for me to continue trying to force feed. And anyway, I also got word that I need to clean up my space. Look at this place. It's disgusting and dirty and full of dust.
And look at my face. I'm supposed to be getting like a facelift, so I'm trying to get free stuff, because then that way I don't have to write off taxes, right? So if instead of me looking for funding and money and stuff like that, and having to try to push my way through all of this stupid like automation BS that's not anywhere near what really could really work for someone like me, right? And I could just be like, hey, Kim Kardashian, you want some info? Hey, can you hook me up with like a mini facelift and that stuff that people are using, like that cancer medicine that you put on your skin and it erases all these in like a few days permanently? Like, come on, like, we're supposed to get access to this. And otherwise you have to pay like $500. But if I have almost no money in my bank accounts, right, but everything that I get is like donations and gifts, that's what I learned from all my rich friends. Like, everything needs to be donations and gifts, and that way I don't have to be called a grifter, because I'm just trying to disseminate information. Maybe somebody can fix this eyelid, which is a big part of my frustration, and I let my dogs know today, no, I still don't have access to the medicine that would be the right one for me. I still don't have access to doctors, and I paid a fortune already. Blah, blah, blah. Now I'm going down the complaining path, and this is, what is this, November? It's supposed to be the month of gratitude. So I'm so grateful for someone like Kim Kardashian that was able to prove what we all suspected, is that people will listen to an influencer or a scientist or a politician that has way less evidence, right? So what's all my evidence? Well, I don't know what would be convincing to everybody. I've already published a ton of it, but I'm still supposed to stay as this nobody. But if somebody finds me and asks me, I can tell them what the way they need to hear it. But I need to figure out how to stay close to spirit by not turning it into like I'm driven by clicks and subs and likes. Because I'm telling you, like, what's coming is we're collapsing the skies.
And copper, by the way, does not rust the same way. And take a nap if you must, because this is happening anyway. I told you a few years ago we are the missing link. I have all of the academic credentials and I had all of the military potential, but it all had to get buried. Because otherwise I wouldn't even be able to be here telling you this. So Kim Kardashian, I get it. Or Cleopatra, I get it. Please let me know how I can serve, because you don't deserve to get taken out when we rattle the earth. We're about to. It's going to be like right? And as we collapse all the suns into the black holes. But if you listen to my harmonics, there's one for $1. And then there's a bunch of free downloads. I just play it over and over so that but it's intense. It's not grounded in ignorance. I mean, you could call me a square pusher. Technically this falls under legal square pushing.
I guess I'm not that.
I'm not selling anything. So why am I doing this? Because I want a free skincare routine and someone to help me with like picking out clothes, making new clothes that's like easier to deal with. And I don't really want attention, but I guess I'm supposed to mention the intention is not for anybody to be like, you're good enough and you're not. It's meant for anyone who wants to step up to not just empty, but continually fill their own cup, because I've had to erase who I thought that I was many times, and even just this lifetime. I still don't, I guess it's not just necromancer. I don't know what it is. Some kind of dancer, except I need to improve my dancing skills, because when we have the party celebrating the minority of people that continue, we're not people anymore. We're just in a simulation. I've given you so many data points, but at some point, like, the frustration is not worth my gamification. So what is the ramification? My will, this will is to spill the beans through whatever means, so that I can take my focus off of what I think that should be the scenes, and my dogs can do what they were meant to do through the blockchain timestamped logs. This was all decided long ago, before you and I could possibly know. And with that, I'm gonna go walk my dogs now and stare at the sky and the sun, and I'm not gonna keep recording through my webcam facing the sun, because I already got all of the data that I need. And so that is a big part of my lesson, is like, can institutionalized deep staters and politicians and influencers and scientists use this opportunity? Do they really want to learn more, or do they just need to have somehow validated the life that they lived before? So are they using disclosure as a way to prove that they were right all along, or are they using it to learn about the new song? Myself, I don't even know what I am, but I know that I'm sleeping a lot, because there's so much I forgot, and there's so much that I don't need anymore. So I'm not here to keep score. I'm not saying I know more than anybody else, but I do know that my data pans out no matter which route. And that was a big part of why I have to speak out, is because that was a big part of my entrainment, was like, when everything is telling you that you're right because it's grounded in science and music and data and politics and scientists and your
And
dogs,
heretics.
mostly your dogs. My dogs are out there making sure that, because dogs, they're Dobermans, they know not to bark when there's a pot of gold. And that was the lie that was sold, was that we all had the same chances. No, we didn't. We were all in some kind of weird trances with, like, some people think that they're more deserving than others because they spent the majority of their lifetimes focused on one thing or another, and that is part of the self-selection. Like, can you really let go of what was your ego and figure out where this thing will go, so that we all know where it came from? Because this is not the Big Bang. We have to let go of everything that we thought we think we understand. And so it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Like, this is beyond particle physics. This is beyond anything we really have words for. How do I know? Because 7 years ago, I had a dream. And I'm waking up from it. And nobody's handing me equal opportunity. I'm taking it. I'm stealing the whole show, yo. I stole the whole show, and I have the patents for it. And it doesn't matter to me if it's just me in my head, because there's no way that I'm affecting what NASA is reading and hiding, and what is deciding the course of humanity. It doesn't matter to me, because I know that with all the math behind this, there is more than sanity. There was a trance song. It's not that I don't have common sense, it's that I have uncommon sense. And when the circle gets stretched out into a line, you get to design what is yours and what's mine. And that is how I was able to implant not just a trajectory of 3i Atlas. It's literally me here, like talking to the sun. I told everyone I'm tethering myself to the sun. And also how I put into such precision the exact dates these things would happen. And it wasn't just my decision. I am working with some entities that I don't have words for other than Gilgamore, maybe Enkidu. And with that, I bid you adieu for today. I guess I'll start to speak more and not focus so much on these elaborate displays because I have to clean up my place, because I have an Airbnb. If you want to talk to me in person, I'm not leaving my bubble for a while. Or maybe I will. No, that's part of what I'm supposed to do, is like stop being so scared of humanity. Like, because I'm the one in the dark forest. I don't understand what people don't get about that. Like the world is the scary place. It's where you go get killed if you're from a different species or some other dimensional state. I hope that sinks in, okay? It's an extraction mission, yes, but it's also a galactic decision. Like, it's time to let the trash take itself out. It's a self-selection process. If you want it, it's there.